Hey guys, Zar here. Good morning. Hope all is well. It is 5:58 a.m. New York time, so it's fairly early here. We're very much in the pre-New York session. We're really kind of in the midst of the European session, not even pre-New York, since the U.S. stock market only opens in about 3.5 hours. Again, around 6 a.m. here. Watching the 30-minute chart on the Dow here this morning, guys. As a matter of fact, all three of them. Let's take a look. All three being the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow here on the VWAP. I'm just going to kind of crunch this up a little bit so you can see what's happening here with me. Here we go, watching this. All kind of behaving together. Not a lot going on, pretty sideways at this point. But something interesting looks like it's beginning to happen here. But let's keep on watching this. We've got a zone here, a newly formed zone. Let's go over here. Yeah, it doesn't really apply on that side. But this newly formed zone in the European session. This is the Asian session. This is European, and of course New York hasn't begun yet. And I'm watching this candle now closing in 25 seconds. When it does, if we press higher, I might be looking for a zone reversal here again. We're sitting at VWAP on the NASDAQ, below and below on the S&P and the Dow. So take some clues from that. Closing in 9 seconds. All of a sudden closing with a bearish body. Minor. Pretty much a doji indecision candle. And new candle has formed. I'm going to put you on pause for now, guys. And if anything materializes here, I'll bring you back and we'll talk about an entry potentially. Again, we are at 6 a.m. now. I will pause you now and bring you back. All right, guys, we're back here looking right now. Right now. Quite a move happened already. Here we go. I'm going to bring you back to the 30-minute chart. Entering long at the market right now. I can do that right there because the market's not moving, but I've seen what I need to see, and I'm in, guys, at that line. And my stop will be at 28 pips. I'll be looking for 30. Perfect. One moment. Just going to make sure my brackets are good on my program. I was able to enter there myself, but I wanted you to see my entry. I'm having a little problem moving my brackets on my program, but on my platform, I should say. But that happens. It's 6:31 now, guys. We're on the half hour. Watching. And now it's a matter of patience. Copy, paste, entry, right there. This is a 2-minute chart. I'm going to move to a 3, I'm going to move to a 5, I'm going to put it back on the 3. I'm going to stay with the 3-minute chart, just a little cleaner. Zone reversal trade, guys, as you can probably tell. Targeting exactly 400, so 34,400. It's a nice round number, I like that. And those do matter or can matter. They can act as a magnet sometimes. I like this clean candle action that we see here as part of my target zone, right? It's one of the criteria I look for in taking trades. I may do a separate video on all of my criteria that I look for. I think it'd be very helpful to many traders. I am speaking fairly softly here this morning, guys, because the rest of the world here is still asleep. 6:30 a.m. Very late for me, but normal sleeping hours for some. Especially when some are on vacation this week. Get to sleep in a little bit longer. I'm a big believer in quality sleep, so I'm not about to disrupt that if I can possibly help it. I'll put you on pause now, guys, and we'll wait for this thing to hopefully get some caffeine into it and make a move. Pause now. All right, we're back. Just watching. Sorry about that. Had to mute the microphone and cough. Very dry air in here. Watching this now, guys. Let me just make this very clear. This is a zone reversal trade. And just knowing the kind of questions that I get, let me just put this on a 30-minute chart. And some might wonder why I didn't take this entry, like a break above here, for instance. And one of the reasons is because I typically like to see an opposite color candle first. In other words, I would like to see a white candle form first. So that would be actually this candle and then a break of that candle. But because this candle had such a top wick and was not broken, there was no entry for me. So why would I be entering now if we're not breaking that candle? Here's why. Time spent at this new zone, and then the rejection wick here was setting the groundwork. This was an indecision candle, so nothing there for me. This break doesn't count for me. This is an indecision candle too, right? So ignore those like they didn't exist. Pull this candle over here as if this was the next one. In other words, ignore these two and pull these over here. This is a strong shift candle with no top wick. I actually prefer to see a top wick and then a bottom wick of the next candle on a break above. But this is the decisive shift candle, if you will, saying, okay, buying is coming in now. The candle opened here, tried to sell off to way down here, closed at the top of the candle. So the buyers are now in control, at least for this short time. As you can see, pushing up. No guarantees on this trade, far from it. This could absolutely flip right here at the top of this wick and then drive down. But this is what we flip our coin on and call heads, right? It is an optimal setup. It's reasonable to flip the coin. Not the best time of day, quite frankly. 6:37. We are 3 hours and 37 minutes into the London session, or the European session. So getting a little long in the tooth and probably some kind of, quiet time there. Moving into lunch hour for the Europeans. And but when you see the structure like this and the shift, all of a sudden it looks like there's some volume and some interest coming in, right? And so I'm willing to take that. I'll also take you over to the Three Sisters, looking for some reasonable support here from the others. You'll see something similar happening there, right? Right here, right here. Let me try to equalize this so it makes sense. Here we go. These two are weak, or actually all three of them are, quite frankly. I mean, this is a bearish day. So why am I taking it along? Well, it's what a zone reversal is all about, right? Bring you back to the power grid. The other reason is we've been driving down here today with no top wick again on the daily. This is a daily chart, by the way, up here. We did break yesterday's low. That's a very bearish sign, but then began to reject and put in a bottom wick here as we got close to the bottom of this body. What I will do is put in a horizontal line here to mark this. See how we got here and then rejected? We didn't quite tap it. Doesn't matter. It's close enough. And that could be the sign of supportive action. That was the open of this day. This goes back to Friday, June 30th. Today is July 6th. There are a couple holidays in here that have been eliminated, right? So Friday, there's Monday. This is Wednesday. So Tuesday was taken out. The futures market decides which day to take out. Obviously, the actual holiday was taken out, not the half-day session that was on Monday, or partial day, I should say. I don't think it was. It was about half. Yeah, it was about half a day. I think futures closed at 1 p.m. All right, guys, we're just selling off here again. Not loving the way that's looking right now, but this is what we do. We take the signal and we go. All right, back on pause for now, and I'll bring you back. And driving up a little bit now. Just being patient with this, guys. I know it's hard for me to sit here in this trade, quite frankly, when this is such a bearish day. My tendency is to want to take shorts only, quite frankly. And I don't know why I keep saying quite frankly. I just kind of feel it this morning. But quite frankly, I just I'm kidding on that one. But when it's this bearish on the daily, I do want to take shorts only. That's my impulse. That's my inclination. But that's not what trading's all about. It's about doing the right thing based on structure, your model, your mathematical edge, what you've proven to work for you through perhaps years of backtesting even, ideally. And but this to me feels like it's going to round over here and then continue down, right? Impulse, corrective, impulse, corrective, impulse. But my system, my model is saying buy, stay, wait for this to fill if it does, and then potentially think of a short if the candle biology sets up in such a way, and nothing else. So ignoring my impulses in that regard, and staying with what I know has worked over time. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of the time, these trades have a high, I was going to say a high win rate, and they do, but they have a high loss rate for me because I wait patiently for my setups. I take between 1 and 3 trades a day, right? Not many. If I trade London and New York, I may take as many as 4 or 5 in a day. And you can see that there on Twitter. Some days that is the case, and maybe 2 of those or 3 of those are in the UK session, or even 1 of them, and then 4 other trades. But I think I need to do a video on why I only take 1 to 3 trades, and it has everything to do with the 30-minute time zone, 30-minute chart time frame, pardon me, and how many candles there are in a session. In the U.S. session, there are only 13 candles, 13 30-minute candles, and not every candle is a trade for me. Far from it. I'm looking for 30-minute zones. So here's one zone, for instance, right? A pivot in Europe so far, just one. So if anything, there was one opportunity, and I'm actually taking it here for a trade. In the Asian session, which I don't trade, and I would never trade it, quite frankly, this is very, very tight. You can see, potentially, you can see this as one zone here, another one here. So only 2, right? This maybe you could see as one as well. So maybe 1, 2, 3 pivots in the entire Asian session. There's overlap between Asia and Europe, of course, but not much. And so you get the idea why. And the setup then has to be optimal, otherwise I just wouldn't take it. So you can get the idea there. All right, guys, back on pause for now. And just kind of grinding a little bit here, guys. Just wanted to give you a quick update, but as you can see, the trade idea is still intact. I would like to see it break, of course, above this prior high, this prior candle here you see on the 30-minute chart. And quite frankly, if it breaks below, I don't know why I keep saying quite frankly, right? That's what my 4th or 5th time. So bizarre. That's human nature for you. But quite frankly, if prices break below this prior candle low, I will likely manually close this, which you don't see me do very often, but just given the time of day, it's 7:14 a.m. New York time, I may in fact do that. We'll see, but I'll bring you back and we'll discuss it. Pause. All right, guys, we're back here, and here's what I'm going to do. As I mentioned before I put you on pause, if prices break below this candle, I will likely close it out. So what I'm going to do is move my stop, just tighten it right up to there now, because I don't like it. What's happening there? What potentially will happen? That will be a 9-point loss instead of a 28-point loss. Right, so significantly reducing the loss to a fraction of an R value. We'll take it from there. All right, let's watch this thing play out together. I'll put on mute for now, and I may cut out some of the dead air here. And driving down now, about to get stopped out here. One more push for a stop out. Be my first loss of the week. Short week, of course. We only really had yesterday. I did take 1 or 2 trades yesterday early, and then was away in the afternoon, and I think a couple of trades on Monday. Anyway, it's all there on Twitter and on YouTube. And out, guys. There it is. So a little loss today. 0.3 R loss. 9 points. Our original stop, of course, was at 28 or 29 points down here. Sure, tightened it because I don't like the look of breaking these two candles now. It was going to only be one. But there it is, guys. Thank you for joining me. Have an amazing day. I'm sure we'll see you again a bit later. Again, it's only 7:30 now, 7:34. Just under 2 hours until the New York Open. I'm sure we're going to get lots of action today with the news that's happening today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for clicking the like button and for saying hi in the comments. Appreciate you. Take care.